Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 online, and we're here for another match in this year's VP4 9-ball World Masters, and it's a match that's been set up in the last quarter of an hour. It's a one-loss side match. It's going to be between Potman and Bedhead, and the winner of which will go through to play Hazard, who was sent to the one-loss side last night by Moz UK. And well, we're all set to go. Good evening and welcome anybody that's joining the stream. It's a race to 11, just a quick reminder, and it's also part of the rules. We have no jump queues, and it is also alternate break rule as well, which makes a big difference. Now I'm just going to change that cloth, hopefully before the two players get in. And luckily for me, I've got my 2 days off, so I can stream this no problem. Don't need to be in bed early. Right, so both players were in practicing. They're both here, or they should be anyway, and they should be in the next few seconds, I would imagine, unless they want to hang off. I think there's like a 15-minute timeout or something for these tournament rooms, but they should be in. We'll have the lag for break, and then of course, as I keep stressing every time I do a match in this tournament, it's so important to make the most of your break, and the pressure's on to get a break and run and get that lead, get that rack on the board, because the chasing player is always going to be under pressure. So Bedhead's in, he's ready to go. Potman is taking his time. Oh dear, that's a bad sign. I've started yawning already. Well, on paper, Bedhead's going to win this. That I think most people would agree. Most regular players of Virtual Pool 4 would say that Bedhead is the strong favourite. But as we've also seen before, Bedhead gets a bit loose with position, and as does Stub, who's just joined us in the chat. Stub knows he gets far too loose, and potting balls to get out of problems always leads to problems, because you can't keep doing it. And anyway, it's about who takes the opportunities when they get them. So here we go, we're going for the lag. I haven't a clue who's who here. I can't remember who's got what cue. So race to 11. Bedhead has won the lag, obviously. I'll tell you something, Stub, Baker Maker is going to give you problems if he's on your side of the bracket. Most certainly. I mean, he was 7-0 up against Spectre Dawn. I think it got back to like 15-6 or 15-8 or something. But you're going to have problems if you end up bumping into him. Very dangerous player. So Bedhead's broke off. Good evening, welcome chaps. Anybody who's joined us late, we should be on Facebook. Well, we are, because Stubb's there. We're on YouTube, and we're on Twitch. And if you don't think the stream is the greatest of quality, just remember there's a little cog wheel down in the bottom of the stream that you can change the quality. So sometimes it defaults to like 720 or lower, or 480. Make sure you switch it to 1080. And if you don't like YouTube, go to Twitch. The delay in the live stream is a lot less on Twitch than it is on YouTube, for probably server issues that cause that. So Potman at the table, and this is the type of thing I was talking about when I spoke to Potman, when he was telling me about the match being arranged. It's all about the chances he takes. Well, I had the microphone problem. I'm now on an old headset because my other headset got wrecked. I yanked it out of the PC and broke the USB on the PC as well as the headset. So we're back to an old Logitech thing I had lying in a drawer for umpteen years. But it suffices, it'll have to do, because I ain't buying a new headset, not until this one falls apart. Yeah, what I was saying is it's all down to what Potman does when he gets chances. Oh, goodness me, Polamint's arrived. I hope you're self-isolating. Well, if this cue ball just keeps running out, the wider the angle it goes, the straighter the pot is, so Potman can just roll in. Now, what the hell's he doing in the room? Oh, don't get me started on work. I'm in my bed at 8:30 at night. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning, and I start work at 4. Excuse me. If there's anybody who's in the room for some strange reason and listening to the stream, could somebody PM A3++ and tell them to go to either my Twitch channel or YouTube, and that way it'll stop them chatting in the room. So Potman is off and running. He's got one on the board. Well, you're not an essential worker though, are you? You sort of laze about in computers all day, do you not? That's great, thank you. What's he done here? Well, it will go past, I think. Oh yes, it goes past. But the straighter you are on it, the easier it is. It's so easy just to push it into the 9, but he's managed to get there. And this is vital. Vital. Well, you can get a bus through it when you're dead straight behind it, but believe me, when you have an angle on it, no it isn't. But this is crucial to get 2 racks on the board, because that way the pressure is on Bedhead to deliver on his break. and it's Bedhead breaking in rack number 3. 3 ball goes in. No, you never play the game. I wouldn't bother. Good evening, welcome everybody. Oh dear. Well, maybe the pressure is getting a bit too... Oh shit, I thought... Excuse me guys, I'm too busy reading the chat and I'm not watching the fact the 1 ball's on the table. I didn't realise he was playing a push out there. Well, I realise now. Well, what does Potman do from the push out? Does he try and cut this in past the 8? Risk the scratch? Does he have a blast to try and bank that left side and kick the 2 in? He could billiard the 8 in playing that shot, believe it or not. There's a possibility he could. But he's decided to go for the safety, a wise move. But that 1 ball's off the rail, and I wonder if Bedhead's going to take the bait and go for the cut. He knows he should have a shot in the 2, but it's a thin cut down this rail. Moz, are you there? Yeah, he took the bait. He's gone for it. Couldn't resist it. And I don't think there's enough room to get there to kick that in. He's going to have to bend it very tight to the 9 to try and chip that 1, and even if he chipped it, he'd probably chip it so fine he'd chip it into the knuckle. Get your 2 commentary mates on, and so they can watch a tactical genius commentating. Are they going to do your next match? Because I won't be able to get that. I'll be in bed, or I'll be heading to bed fairly quickly. Anybody that starts their matches at 8 o'clock at night, any other day of the week other than a Tuesday or a Wednesday, I've got no chance of getting them. I've got to get to bed. And there's some good matches coming up over the next couple of days, and of course we've got semi-pros match whose opponent has gone straight out of my head. I've totally forgotten who he's playing. Is it Bill? I can't remember who he's set to play. No, it's Keith. It's Keith from Northern Ireland. That'll be a bloody good match to watch, and I can't get it. It's 9 o'clock Saturday night or something. Yeah, well, the one thing I would say about it is the fact that there's 3, well, there was 3 people on the stream. There was only audio. There was audio coming out the left side of one of the commentators, which was weird. Obviously, the audio channels are split up for stereo, but one of the commentators was only ever coming into my left ear. Yeah, I knew somebody was playing, Bill. Yeah, well, that'll be a tough match as well. It'll certainly be a lot tougher than the game against Hazard, and I agree with what the guy said in the commentary. I saw the first few racks, and Haz just seems to have a rush of blood on certain shots, just having a bash and a smash at them, when you need to actually just take that few more seconds to think about what you're doing. And it's the biggest mistake most players make. They just don't think. So Potman has got the start he wanted, and again Bedhead's going to take the bait here. There's a good, very strong possibility he's going to pick the bank here, and in goes the 1. Where's the cue ball? Where's the cue ball? Well, Potman's going to get the luck here. No jump stick, and he's corner hooked in the middle pocket on the 2 ball. and that 2-ball's not hanging over the pocket. He could easily just chip it to the side rail again with this kick shot if he doesn't get it sweet, and he's got it sweet, but no shot in the 5. So this rack, again, a very important rack, particularly for Bedhead, trailing 2-0 with alternate breaks. Now Potman's got to be careful here if he tries to bank that 5 up the table, because he's too close to the 9 here. If he tries to bank it and put the cue ball down behind the 9, he's got no room to manoeuvre here. So he needs to work out a plan. He could just bank it, get my doodle working, he could just bank it there to there, and at least have a safety that way. Send a cue ball that way. He's always going to leave the chance of a double, but it's still a safety. He's gone all out for it, and well, he may pay the price this time. This is what I say, you've just got to weigh up the pros and cons of going all out attack or just biding your time, that one more shot and playing the safety. He had a good chance of a safety there using that 9-ball. So straight in 7-baller, virtually straight, but should have no problem coming down the left side for this 9-ball. But don't run too far on a 9-ball and finish on the short side of it. That's the fatal error. Well, he said the angle just to pretty straight, just to draw back, so that's even better. And Bedhead is off and running, and that was important because it was on his break. So now it's back with Potman, 2-1 up. Something flew in, I don't know what did, but look at the 9-ball. Oh well, and you can see the 1, and this is just a simple cut along that rail. There's nothing to think about other than potting the 1. That's all you're doing. If you play it as potting the 1 and not potting the 9-ball, then you'll just pick the line and the 9-ball has to go in, even if you just brush the rail very slightly before the 9-ball. The 9-ball's still going to go in, but it's got to be pocket pace, and that will do, and that is another bonus for Potman. And he's still got the advantage. Now 3-1 up, but that was a bonus and a half. That 9-ball finishing where it was and being able to see the 1. So Bedhead with the dry break. Potman can see the edge of the 1. Gets it too thin, he'll scratch. Now Bedhead is in a situation where he's relying on the errors to come from Potman, and Potman should be thinking of not making errors. He has to be maybe a wee bit more deliberate in what he's doing and not get too flashy and trying to be over aggressive, trying to push the boat out. You've got the advantage. All you need to do is just keep that advantage. You don't have to try and stretch away. The way it is just now, he's got the lead, and it's about Bedhead keeping his game together, because the pressure's on Bedhead more than Potman right now. And that's a good shot. He's got good cover there. Well, a tiny edge of the 1 showing. Now Bedhead's got an opportunity here to make it tough for Potman. He's got that 6, 4 and 2 ball that he can use to hide behind if he wants to stay bottom side of the table, but if he wants to run up top side, there's the 3, the 8 and the 5 to use them as well. So there's two choices here on what he can do for cover. Is he lining up a bank? No, he's trying to use the top end of the table, but he's failed miserably in that one. Maybe he did try the bank, but what was the point when you can't get on the 2? I'm assuming he played the safety, but it hasn't worked out. Now Potman's got the angle to just pot that 1, help the cue ball over to the left, not have too much pace on it, and he'll have a shot in the 2. The 3 goes in past the 9, no problem, but there is a wee bit of traffic in the way. Just about controlling the pace. It needs to bounce, needs to keep going. Well, he's a bit short, and if he plays this plain ball, that middle pocket's in the eye line on the right hand side. Don't know how thin he needs to get this. He might even, let's have a quick shifty. Alright, he might just run into that 7. Looking at how thin he has to hit this 2, but he doesn't have to go all out again. He still has an option here. He can bank the 2 and play safe. Now a chip off the 8 would do it, but it's a tight angle on the 3 and not a good angle, I think, unless he pushes through to come out for that 4 ball. If it looks too tough, then the second option is you've always got that second choice of the safety, get distance and use the line of balls for cover, and that's what he's trying to do, and that is very nice, although the edge of the 3 showing, and there's nothing Bedhead can do but push this 3 towards the corner. And there's also again the danger of the scratch into the bottom right, so this is full of hazards, this shot. Oh, that's a cracking shot. What a pot. What a pot from that angle. An excellent pot, and now he has to take it out from that shot, and this isn't easy. It's always the same, and I keep saying it, when you make that decision and you get the pot, then you have to back yourself. You've got to go all the way. You cannot fail, even more so when you're trailing 3-1. Oh, he might have gone wrong here. I think he's okay. He's okay. Well, that was tight. Well, it's all about the 6 ball. If he gets good in the 6, he should take this out. Well, I think it's looking very likely it's going to be the long 7 from the bottom end here, so that he can just roll through for the 8. I don't know how much of an angle he's got there, but that looks like the plan. He's gone inside it, and that's where it gets now a bit tricky. Now, if the shot is still on if he goes for the 7 into that corner as we look, because he's going to run down for the 8. If he takes it that way, it makes it a bit more dicey into this right hand corner. He's run a wee bit too far. He's running away. Now what does he do? Does he actually, I mean, the 9 ball's off the rail, so he could play the cut from up the table, and that's what he's going to have to do. He didn't want to push the boat out and try and do something spectacular. He should get this. Well, this was an under pressure visit to the table from Bedhead, and what an opening pot he made. An absolute cracker, and deserved a run out. That was well played. And he gets it back to within one. So now Bedhead is breathing down Potman's neck. Potman with the break though, and still with that lead. Oh, look at the 9 ball again. And he's got a shot in the 1, the 2's gone in, and the 3 ball is a 3. Well, he's going to have to chance his arm here. He's going to have to chance it, because he's going to have to thin this 1. Cue ball's running up and down the table, and he's just got to hope he doesn't hit the 8 ball or anything like that, and at least give himself a sight on this 3, because the 9's going in as long as he can see the 3. Well, he's going to finish bottom side of the 3, and has he got a pocket? Yes, he has. The angle's not ideal though. Is he going to bank it up and down right side? It's a good bank, this 3 ball. It's a risk though. Well, I don't know what he tried there. Did he try to draw to the 9? I think the bank up and down in that 3 would have been a good shot, or the pot in the 3 into this corner, but it wasn't a great angle. But he still had a chance of getting that 4 onto the 9. Well, there's problems ahead here for Bedhead. He's going to have to try and get straight on this 5-6, and he's going to have to make the combo, because there's nothing set here. Well, this is dicey. Shouldn't be too difficult though, but the pressure's on it. But where's the 5 ball finishing up? Well, the 5 ball's finishing the opening. That's worked out well. So it's looking very likely that Potman's early lead is going to diminish here. And Bedhead made his intentions clear in that last rack from that opening pot. He might even nudge the 9 in right now. No, not quite. But well, that's showing that Potman's going to have to. He's going to have to be at the top of his game for the rest of this match if he's going to keep Bedhead under any kind of pressure, because Bedhead's proved there that he's well up for the job. Aye, that was a disappointing thing the other night there in Moz's match. Moz and his mates, when they started streaming, who do you think the first person was on the bloody channel? Bloody Steve Chaplin turns up in the stream, and he's never ever been seen on any of mine. I bloody well told him as well. You're damn right I did. I was well pissed off with that one. That's a good safety. No jump cues, remember, so no easy escapes for these jump cue experts. Going to have to pull your kicking angles out here. hoping for cover, and I think he's pretty much got it. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you can just see an edge. So we're all square here in this one lost side match. The winner to go through to play Hazard. Well, that's not done anything to enhance Potman's chances here, because the balls are all open. Yeah, he is. Aye, that was the thing. I mean, what I try to do when I'm streaming is just to look at a line of a shot just on the odd occasion, because it probably annoys a lot of people the more movement you have. I mean, to actually stream and move around the way you would do when you're in a game when you're not streaming is probably not the best thing to do, because constant movement is irritating for folk watching. But people do want to see the angle of certain shots, but certain games, I mean, when I was streaming the Cowboy World Championship, I was all over the place looking for combos and everything. But in this game, in 9-ball, you don't need to move the camera as much. I mean, like that shot there, from here I can see that you can get to the 3, so everybody else can see the same thing, so you don't need to move it. You only need to move it on certain angles, just to let the viewer, and I say viewer singular because that's normally all I get, just to let them see the angle of the shot. Bedhead is looking favourite now to go into the lead, and Potman, the first strategy is to tighten up the strategy here. For his chances to prosper, he's going to have to actually get wise and have a good look at the layout of the table. Is that Stubb still there? I thought he would have been bored and gone by now. So the question was asked of Bedhead at 3-1 down, and he has answered the question, and he's now into the lead, 4 racks to 3. Now whose break is it? Well, the break now goes back to Potman, and this is what I keep going on about. The pressure now is stacked on Potman. Has to get a ball. He's got a couple. I think there's 3 going in, and unlucky for Potman, he's no shot though on the 3. And well, the fatal mistake here is to push up the table, because Bedhead's just going to bury him behind the 8, and he's looking to push up the table here, not the shot. He should be pushing maybe just to the right corner, just so there's an edge shown or something, but he doesn't want to leave Bedhead that chance to push him behind the 8. Well, from that angle, he's not going to be able to do that, I don't think. Let's have a look. Well, maybe he will. He might be able to still just drop that 3 through. Then again, it's maybe too tight. Probably not, but I'd be very much against pushing up the table. Well, look what's happened. He's managed to squeeze it through, and straight away there's an example of where Potman needs to use his head. The push out is not up the table in that shot, because you're just opening the door for Bedhead to bury you. Now he's got the kick, and fortunately, well, he's got cover on the 4, but Bedhead's going to either bury him again or go for the combo here. That's where strategy has to come in. You have to look at the lay of those balls. You're going to play a push out. You think, where's the worst place I could play a push out where my opponent's going to get the advantage on me? And Potman just walked straight into the trap there. And Bedhead has played the combo. He's still on the 3, the 5 sitting there. This rack is over. And that is a bad mistake by Potman. A bad choice of shot. And it's a thing I keep going on about as well. When you're playing a push out, you've got to think, it's not just about pushing the ball and saying, right, well, it's your turn. It's about pushing it somewhere that you're not leaving a shot on, or you're leaving something difficult that all your opponent can do is either put you back in or play a safety. You don't want to open the door and say, well, help yourself, bury me behind the 8 and leave me in trouble. And this is costing Potman. And his good start has gone down the Swanee River, as they say. It's gone out the window and blown away. Well, it's a high cut from distance again, but he'd need to have some mechanical failure in his mouse to miss this. Or a brain fart, one of the two. So in it goes. And there's a perfect example of a poorly played push out and what the end result can be because of it. And now Potman is trailing, and he's trailing by 2. And look at the 9. The 9 is wanting to be pushed in. Now is Potman, now look at the 3 ball. The 3 is a 3-7 combo. It's going to have to be. Potman can bank the 1 across to the 9 and take the risk and bank it firm. This is the type of shot where you have to take that risk. You look at the 3 ball and the 7, and is he going to get good on the 2 to finish in the 3? Maybe not. So that cross bank onto the 9 is a shot to risk. You have to weigh up the pros and cons and decide when to attack and defend. This might be the time to play the cross bank, and he's not looking at it. So when he pots the 1, he has to back himself. It's another thing I keep saying, if you make that decision and you make that choice, then you have to follow it through, and if you fail, you end up looking an umpty. So the cross bank, I would have risked it looking at where the 3 ball is, and because you don't know where the 3 is going to end up when you do play the combo. So maybe it was the wrong choice again. We'll soon find out. It's up to Potman to prove me wrong. And watch where the 3 ball goes. It's going to run towards the 4. Now if he plays this soft to give the 7 every chance to go in, the 3 is going to finish over by the 4 and he'll have no shot probably. He's got to hit this firm. Well, it's stunned it and it's held the 3, but he's got no great shot. He's now running out of shape, and it's now about avoiding traffic to have a shot in this 4. And he can't get into the cue ball much either, because of course he's close to the rail, so he's in trouble here. And well, there's the worst possible outcome. He's scratched, and I keep going back to that 3 ball at the top end of the table. He had to risk the cross bank on that 3 onto the 9, and this rack could have been over 3 minutes ago. And as it is, Bedhead's got a gift of a combo ball in hand on the 3 to stretch the lead to 3 racks. Now it's all with hindsight, but that's 2 racks where certainly the second rack that we've seen was a possible wrong choice of shot. It was a riskier shot, but it was a chance of getting rid of that 9 ball early on and getting the rack back. The previous rack was definitely a wrong choice of shot on the push out, but that's 2 racks that Potman, in theory, has let go, and it's costed him severely. So Bedhead at the table, dry break from Potman. Bank in the 1. Reasonably good in the 2, but he's going to have to stun this in, or get a little bit of dig on it if he's going to come back for that 3. He's got the stun, he's got the pace, and that's pretty good, but there's work to be done. The 5 is in ugly shape on the right hand rail, 9 ball is the blocker, and the 6 and 7 are doing no good there. He could break out the 6 and 7, but no guarantee of being in the 4, so there's problems here. He's just going to have to ride his luck here with this shot. Yeah, he's just played it slow and gentle, but can he find the gap between the 9 and the 5 and squeeze this 9 down the rail behind the 6 and 7? That would be a shot and a half. No, he's not risking it. He's playing the sensible shot. And again, that's a percentage shot. Bedhead's thought, well, what's my chances of getting on this 5? Fairly slim. What's my chances of getting a decent safety? Pretty good. So he's played the safety. He's got the reward. He's now got ball in hand, although he's still got work to do. But he can just bide his time if he wants. There's a possibility here he could go for 3 fouls. With ball in hand, he's certainly got a chance of doing it. Now, is he trying to break out the 5, or is he trying to fall into that space between the 5 and 9? Yes, he is. Well, now he's playing the shot that I thought he might have tried for. Obviously didn't have a great angle to be able to do that, but he does now. But maybe too much angle to go through and brush the 6. Well, decision is made. It's going to have to be the combo, and not a great position to play it, but it's all out. Again, not risking it. Again, it's sensible play. A high risk shot. Why do it when you've got a much easier and tight safety that you can play? Well, the 6 went in the side if you could nail yourself right behind it, and so that's all by the by. Bedhead again gets the reward, and now he can just draw past the 7. Now, does he play this gentle enough, or does he hit it firm to come across the table? This is not guaranteed to get great in the 8. Well, he's going to leave it at distance. And again, he's got that angle. He's going to have to dig into this. These are the ones that can rattle. Unless he wants to leave, again, the high cut in the 9. Well, I think if he thinks he can hold it, and he can. Well, Bedhead has moved up a gear from 3-1 down. He's now constructed a 4 rack lead, and Bedhead's broke and scratched, and we all know what Potman has to do here. with ball in hand, all the balls there, no obstructions. It's all about running out, and he simply has to do it. He cannot afford to mess this up. Good evening. Well, it was all looking so good for Potman early on in this match, building up a 3-1 lead, and then a couple of fatal, well, wrong choice of shots in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I don't know whether you guys agree with me, but there's a time to just stick your neck out a wee bit, which you could have on that cross bank on the 9. The previous one was, I said it before he played it, you shouldn't be playing up the table with the push out when you're leaving yourself open to the snooker, and both times it cost him. And now, well, he's now got a mountain to climb, no doubt about it. Oh, Albie's turned up as well. They're all coming out the woodwork tonight. Oh, and Slim's arrived. Well, this, I only knew about this match when Potman told me about 10 minutes before it started. So there'll certainly be no matches over the next few days, because the ones that are set are no good for me, I'm afraid. But just so that you guys know, if Moz and his buddies get together, then Moz's match in a couple of days time, whenever it is, it'll be live streamed on Twitch. Well, that's another thing you guys need to use though, Moz, if you're still there, you need to get signed up to that restream. And then if you don't have a YouTube channel, and then you need to get one, and if you don't have a Facebook page, you need to get one of them. So whoever's doing the streaming, you want to use Restream, because that then allows you to stream to, well, umpteen channels if you want, if you've got them. Well, Potman has got this far, and it looks fairly simple now to at least stem the tide for one rack. I'll have a quick drink. I can feel the throat beginning to go. Well, it was so vital with the opportunity that Potman got there that he had to take it out, and he's managed to do it. So he's now got the advantage with the break again in rack number 12, still trailing by 3. And the 3 ball is going in, and he's got a shot in the 1. Now the angle he's got, well, he could go behind the 6 and come around for the 2. He could go forward with a bit of inside and check it for the 2 in the right middle. And, well, he's not taking enough time there. He's not setting himself up. He's just desperate to get that 1 ball in the pocket there. And again, got to use your time. Get yourself set. You know how important it is to take that advantage with the balls the way they were, and he just threw that away there. I never even knew. I haven't really paid an awful lot of attention to the brackets, to be honest with you, so I don't know who's beating who half the time. Well, we've got Bedhead given this opportunity again, and Potman, well, there's things Potman's doing wrong that's not helping him, and that shot there that he played was not very helpful. he had to just steady himself down, slow down, have a wee think about what you're doing, take your time, use your shot clock, get yourself set, and then when you're ready, play the shot. He just seemed desperate to play the shot, and everything went wrong. And it's looking very likely this is going to be painful. Although the 8-ball's not sitting very good. Yeah, there's a lot of defectors moving over to Shooter's Pool. There's probably over 100 players in there right now. I haven't looked in there today, but there probably is. Now this is a wee bit tricky. Just got to push this through to get that cue ball out and across for the 9. And that's what happens. That's what always happens in VP4. You just push it away offline slightly and they're going to rattle and hang. And here's a gift for Potman. And Potman has been reprieved here with the unforced error. But he shouldn't have been in this position, in this rack. He's got away with it, and he's back now to within 2, and the break is back with Bedhead. Well, it's growing, but you know, that's partly to do with the community. It's partly to do as well with the effort that they're putting in, the sponsorships that they've got with the branded product names that they've got in the game. Their presentation's a lot better. I mean, you could go on and on and on and on about where VP4's failing. You could go on for hours about it, but nobody's listening. That's a problem. I don't know how many years I've been moaning about it, but it doesn't matter. I'm pissing in the wind. Yeah, I exactly agree with you, Slim. I don't like it. I mean, I would play there a fair bit as well. I just don't like the fact that you're going into a room where somebody's got a room with a viewing angle to suit them and not you. That's the first thing I hate about it. You go into a room, they've got it set to suit their game, but not to suit you. So, Potman at the table, trailing 7-5, has a sight in a 4. Now, the obvious thing is the cue ball's going over to the right hand side. What kind of shot is he going to have in the 5? It's tight past the 7, because again, you've got to get right behind the 5 to make it easy. Yes, the host certainly does. The host sets the room up, and they've got the restrict aim thing is built into the game, where you can't get low enough in the queue like you're used to in VP4. And if they have the restrict view on, you're even higher. And I mean, I can't pick my line at all. I'm hopeless at it, and I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared to spend that amount of time in the game when I don't enjoy it. Yep. The unrestricted is still more restricted in VP4, and it's not fun to play. I mean, I've tried to play snooker on it. I think I had a high break of 60 something. In snooker, and that I think was with the restriction on, but after that I gave up. I moaned about it, but again, you know, they're quite happy, and a lot of the guys that play it are quite happy with it, but I just cannot get used to it. Anyway, more important matters here. VP4 still around and there's still people playing it, but not as many as there should be, and thereby we end the conversation. Well, Potman's chance may have gone in this one as well. Bedhead all about again, just getting on this 7 where he can drop through for the 8. Well, it looks straightforward just to stun past the 9 and leave the 8 into the bottom right, and that's what he's done. And again, if you're not going to try and do anything spectacular, you just follow through and leave the 9 into the top left. Just follow through and around the corner. Well, that's the argument I made about shooter's pool. That in real life you can stick your chin down on the cloth when you're looking at a shot if you want, but you can't do that in shooter's pool. You can't get your head low enough to sight, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it with a vengeance. There, I'm started talking about it again. So Bedhead now back with a 3-rack lead, and Potman is at the bottom of a very steep hill right now. Now, if you want to look at a shot in real life, Albie, you can stick your chin on the cloth and look at a shot if you want. If you want to see if there's a space between 2 balls or whatever, you can do that, but you can't do that in shooter's pool. No, I don't know him. That's Moz's pal, or him and his two Moz and his 2 buddies. I don't know who they were. I don't know anything about them at all. Well, the V button just lets you move around the table, doesn't it? Because I've got shooter's pool configured with VP4 settings for the most part. Well, Bedhead going for the reverse bank on the 2. No, not risking it. Well, I don't know whether he did risk it or not, but either way, if he was looking for cover, he hasn't got there, and he's left the 2 on. Oh, I bet you Moz's pals are shooters. They're definitely shooters. They're bunny hopping around maps and team killing everybody. I bet you they are. Can read them like a book. Oh, this is nice pace if it just slows up. I think he's landed plumb on the 3, but he's going to have to work the cue ball to get on the 5. He's got the wrong angle. If he dropped through another half an inch, he'd have been perfect. So he's played the draw, he's got there. Now once again, he doesn't want to leave this 6 ball straight. Now the problem with this shot is he's dead straight in the 5, and if he follows through, he's got no room to manoeuvre. The chances are he'll leave himself straight, Oh dear. Well, there is no excuse for that one, Potman. He's thinking about leaving the higher angle on the top side of the 6, which he's done, but he's forgot about the 5. Fatal mistake. And that's the sort of angle Potman wanted to have in this 6. What Bedhead's just done. A reminder for any latecomers: this is a one-loss side match. It's a race to 11, and the winner will go through to play Hazard in the next round. Well, now he's got a wee tricky one here. A deep draw by the look of it, and the fatal mistake is that commentator's eye. If you get the draw too deep, you're going to just spin straight across into the middle pocket with that angle, and there's a gift on a plate for Potman. And well, it's back to within 2, but the break goes back to Bedhead, and that's the thing you have to live with alternate break. You can't get on a roll. Well, look at the 9. Well, the 9 ball again hanging over the pocket. Bedhead with a shot in the 1. I'll tell you something, he's going to have to play a good one to get on that too. Well, I thought Bedhead's played pretty solid from 3-1 down. He's taken all the chances he's been given. Well, he's landed near the 2, but far too risky to try chipping that down the rail. He's just got to skim and use the cover. Well, anything can still happen. It's all about that little break that you get during a rack. If you get that little break, and from Potman's point of view, it's whether he's going to take these opportunities, because Bedhead certainly will. 9 times out of 10 he will. For Potman to get into this match and stay in this match, he's running out of racks, and he has to take anything. It's vital that he does, and he has to cut out these errors, and he has to watch his choice of shot. The brain has to keep ticking over to keep you in this match. Now, is that going to find a gap? Oh, he's okay. I thought he was going to find that gap there. Now Potman is in trouble. Shouldn't have much of a problem kicking this 2, and he's got lucky. He's got the 2 in, needs to nudge the 5. Well, there is a bonus and a half. Can he take it out? And the pressure is now stacked on Potman here. He's got the lucky break that he wanted. Yeah, Stubbs been here. And can Potman take this out? This is where you slow down and you just take it easy. Now you can just go off the side rail and out. He wants to make sure he goes out far enough. Don't chicken out. Get yourself past that middle diamond in the bottom rail. You need to get past the middle diamond. You don't want to leave too much of an angle, and that will do. That's exactly where he wants to be. And now you keep it simple, just a roll through far enough to take that 6 into the middle, and don't chicken out. You have to go right through with the shot. You don't think about doing a 6-9 combo here, you think about just rolling through for the 6 into that middle and keep going. How well is he on it? Well, that'll do. In off the far jaw, that's the safest place to play it, give it every chance to go in. And don't do anything silly. Look at where the angle is in the 9, roll the 8 in. You don't need to try and get anything fantastic to get out onto the 9. Look at the 9 and don't hit this with any pace either, because you don't want the cue ball travelling. You've just got to keep your senses and not do something stupid. Has to rattle home the advantage. And in goes the 9. Well, that's everything worked out in his favour there. Bedhead played a half decent safety. Potman had only the option of kicking off the left side rail, and if you get that too on the right edge, you may get lucky, and Potman did, and he got even luckier with that little chip onto the 5, I think it was. Leaving the 4 into the middle, and he took it out, and that was well done, and he's back to within 1. And he's got a ball in the break but no shot. Now again, where do you play the safety? Because if you just nudge that 1 in towards the 6 and 4, Bedhead could leave you in trouble in the next shot. That looks a pretty good shot. That's excellent. He's got the cover. It was vital that he got the cover, because if he'd left the 1 in the open, he could have been in trouble. And now Bedhead, well, he's got a fairly easy kick. It's not a hard ball to hit. There's a fair margin of error. If he goes to the side rail, he should still chip the 1. But this match is boiling up now. So Bedhead's got the kick, and he's got it safe. Now once again, Potman has an easy safety. All you do is bank the 1 to there and cue ball up there somewhere out the way. The only danger is a scratch in the top right hand corner. And if you can't get cover, get distance, and he's achieved that. He's got the distance, and it always makes it difficult to play the safety. Bedhead looking for the edge just to push the 1 towards the 6 and again get distance. Now does Potman take the risk? Does he look at the combo in the 6? Everybody knows the saying, he who dares wins. Is it worth the risk? Or does he try and just use the 6 ball as a stopper and head up? Because again, he's got a safety. He can cut that 1 onto the 6 and take the cue ball that way. Well, he's got the combo, and now he's got to go for the bank, and this is a great bank, this 1 ball. It's a 2-in-1 shot. If you don't get it the first time, it'll double bank if you give it the chance and you don't overhit it. Cue ball running to the right hand side, and in it goes. It's sweet. The 3 goes in, and that takes a bit of the problem out of getting on the 3 ball. And now he's going to have to work the cue ball, and this is the first crucial shot, because not only is getting on the 4 important, how does he get on that 5 if he gets there? Good luck. Oh, again, he didn't get into it enough. So now it's another bank, and it's another good bank. I think he's got to play this with top. I don't think he should be playing this with draw. I think he'd be playing this with top to run through and bring the cue ball up. Because draw is going to take him towards the side rail, and you need to thump it hard enough to get the cue ball out and across. Oh, is it going to get there? Yes, it is. Excellent. What a shot. Gave it every chance to go in. And now, well, it's just a roll in the 5. Oh, it's wiped its feet. It's gone in. Well, again, this is a shot where you don't chicken out. Look at the amount of space there is in the table. Get the cue ball up past the middle pocket. It's got to go right down the table here. Up past the middle pocket. And a roll in the 9. And now we've got a match on. And now the pressure is on Bedhead. Oh, good evening. You've joined at the right time. Potman's making a match of it, because it doesn't matter what your rating is and how much you're expected to win. I don't care who you are. When it gets to this stage in a match, the nerves are jangling. Bedhead with the break. Remember, it's alternate break, no jump cues, and it's a one loss side, race to 11, and we're tied at 8 racks all. Bedhead with an excellent break. He's had what went there? The 4, the 6, and the 8 have gone. He's got a shot in the 1. He's looking to see if the 2 is going to squeeze past the 9. It's pretty tight to me. Let's see. Well, he's given every chance, but where's the cue ball going? Well, he's got there. He's going to have to just cheat it past the 9. It'll go in, no problem. And he's got, well, if he's going to push the boat out here and try and squeeze any angle out past that 9, just so he can see enough of the 3, he's going to be taking a risk here. He might run through onto the 9 and hopefully hits it half ball and runs out past it. That's the plan, I think. But he's going to have to try and cheat a wee bit more than he maybe wants to here, and he could push the 2 to the rail and into the 9. So this is the crunch shot. He's not perfect, and he's going to have to maybe just take that wee bit more than he wants to here. Yeah, he's played the brush through and he's got the cut, and that's the risk that he had to take there. He hit the inside of the 9. He couldn't really avoid it. If he was going to pinch any more, it would have done what I said he was going to do there, and probably just nudge the 2 ball off the 9. But he's got the cut. What's that angle like? Let's have a look. Oh, this is it going to be a Bedhead high cut, or is he playing it dead weight? He's played it dead weight and he's perfect. Well, this is under pressure. Bedhead on his break, 3 balls in the break. An awkward first shot, really. Well, the awkward first shot was getting onto that too, and he's managed to achieve that, and it's a well won rack by Bedhead. He had to deliver and he's done it. So immediately the pressure straight back onto Potman. He's done the hard work getting it back all square. We're running out of racks, but Bedhead has the lead. 9 ball in the break. 9 ball gets respotted. We're playing spot money, and Potman stays at the table with a shot in the 1, and I think he's dead straight. No, he's not. He's got an angle, but he's going to run into the 9, and he's going to have no shot in the 2. So once again, the outcome of this shot and Potman's thinking after this shot is all about safety. You see, he's trying to create things. He's pushing the boat out there, and he's got away with it. But in the end, he had absolutely no shot in the 2. He should have focused on just potting the 1 and taking his medicine and looking for cover from that 2 ball. But it's worked out one way or another, and it's got Bedhead in trouble. But that's not the way to do it. You can't just rely on good running. You have to make your running sometimes. Now, he's missed it. The table isn't perfect, but Potman has a vital chance here to tie the match, but he's going to have his work cut out. The 3 is not sitting very nice at all. There's nothing pretty about the way the 2 balls are lying. 4 balls blocking the 3 is not good as a combo, because you'll get virtually no chance of getting perfect on that. To be able to play it and make the combo, the 6 balls in the way. So we wait and see. He's looking to bury Bedhead behind the 2 here by the look of it. And he certainly doesn't want to push the 1 onto the 7 and then the 1 pots. Again, it's about assessing the situation. What's your chances of getting good on that 3 ball? Yeah. Oh, it's all gone wrong again. Didn't get that. If it didn't get the nudge off the 9, he might have been okay. Well, there's enough of this 1 showing for Bedhead, but now Bedhead's got the problem. And he's got a much better chance of getting a sight on the 3 off this 2. Well, it's a big ask to try and run that table where the 3 and 4 is. Is Bedhead going to try and break anything out here? No, he's just trying to get good. And well, it's going to be a billiard. The billiard looks plumb off the 3 onto the 4. And if he plays it gentle enough, he'll have the 3 down the rail into that top corner pocket. The 3 ball won't escape too far. He just needs to play it gentle, and that'll give the 4 every chance to go in. And now it's sitting ideal for the pot. Once again though, look where the 5 ball is. Going to have to push right through, and that looks perfect. I don't think he could have played it any better, and I think he's even got a perfect angle on the 5. That has landed plumb. Could not have played the shot any better. Well, that was and this has all come about from the failed safety from Potman. It's another sore one because we are desperately running out of racks. And if Bedhead takes this out, he's on the hill. Well, that's not that I'm a builder, but it's probably a builder's expression, you know, or a decorator's expression. Plumb line. You know, if you're a decorator, use a plumb line to when you're hanging wallpaper, just to mark the wall so that you've got a straight line to start you off. Oh, Bedhead's almost went to no man's land. I keep talking about that as well. You don't want to go short side to the top rail when you're trying to pot a 9-ball. But in it goes, and Bedhead is within 1, and Bedhead has the break, and in goes the 3, in goes the 8, and Bedhead, I think this time, is going to go for the jugular. All the balls are there. It pretty much hinges on either the thin cut in the one or the bank, and he's missed the bank. That's not going to get there, but it's ended up safe. Now, what does Potman do here? He could just roll dead to it for the double kiss, but there's a risk of leaving Bedhead to kick in on the 1 if he plays that shot, and he's done it. And I think there'll be no doubt that Bedhead will go for the kick in. It's just about picking that line just before the knuckle, and that might be Potman's last shot, because Bedhead will be on the 2 into the middle. Oh, he's hung it. It's hung up. It did everything but go in. Well, good luck to you. This is a no-miss situation here for Potman. He has got no more lifelines. He has to take it out. Well, this has been the best match I've seen in the tournament. I haven't seen that many, but this is certainly the best, because it's been enjoyable. There's been errors from Potman. There always is errors for Potman. He'll be the first to tell you that, but he's kept himself in it one way or another. Can he do it one more time? There should be no problem, but he has to get as straight as he can on this 6-ball. I think he doesn't want to leave too much angle and leave himself in doubts here. He can go around the corner and out, and that will do, because the 7-ball's not difficult, and he can just get the cue ball anywhere in that top right hand side of the table, and he's got the 9 into the middle. So this is a gimme, this out, as long as he pots that 6. Well, he's left himself the high cut in the 7. He's left himself the Bedhead shot, but he has to come across the table and out, so he's got to hit this firm. If he tries to baby it in, it can go wrong. Well, he's hitting it pace. You see, he's running here or there, but he's finished perfect. It just held up. So this, to stay in the match. And then goes the 9, and the break goes back to Potman, trailing 10-9. What a vital break this is. You're praying for a ball and you're praying for a shot. And he's got nothing. And he's going to be buried in a second. Now, Bedhead has to be careful here. If he plays this gentle and he leaves Potman snookered, that 1 ball's going to the bottom rail. Well, he's went the other way. I thought he might have tried to land him behind the 6 here, because he would have left Potman more than likely a kick on that 1, but he's played it differently. Now, can Potman? No, he can't. He's far too close. I don't think he can get away for this. What's he trying? Is he hasn't got to the rail? Trying to be delicate, didn't get to the rail. It's ball in hand, and look at the table. Bedhead is just studying the situation. This is exactly what you should do. Just take a second or two to look at the lay of the balls and have it in your head the way you're going to get out here, and that's what he's doing. Well, it looks as if he's already made his mind up that the 3 is going long. He's got a choice. If he plays a little drawback, it's the 3 long past the 4 into the top right. If he just a little roll through, it's the 3 into the top left. And it's going to have to be gentle as well, this 3 ball. So the crucial shot is getting to the 6, because the 6 is on that sort of 9 spot area at this bottom end of the table, and he doesn't want to go on the short side. This is the crucial shot, and well, it's not ideal where he's playing from. He's controlled it well though. That was well played, and now he should be perfect from the 7 to the 8. Same thing though, the 8 ball where it is just asking for you to run too far, so you've still got to be careful. So it's all about judging the weight. He's much better over hitting this than he is under hitting. If he over hits it, he's still going to give himself a half decent shot in the 8. And well, he's got the little chip there, but it's worked out okay. And Bedhead has, well, he's looking likely here that he's survived a scare. And now a straight in 9 ball to clinch his place and his match in the next round on the 1 loss side against Hazard. And well, Potman, he tried his damnedest and he took some vital racks, but he made some vital errors, and in the end Bedhead just scrapes through by 11 racks to 9. Well, that was quite a good match to watch, and well, I don't know when the next one will be, guys. Probably sometime into next week on my days off. If there's anything either tomorrow or that, I might get that, but I don't see anything scheduled. But until we meet again, thanks a lot for your company. Take care and keep your distance, and we will see you again soon.